What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're doing okay. My name's Matthew, in the best city in the world, Long Beach, California, coming to you from the compound. I am happy to be here with you. I'm going to lead you through 30 minutes of mindfulness on this Friday. Something to help you process what's been going on this week. So thanks a lot for taking a little bit of time out of your day to get grounded. So since you're here, let's do that. Let's get grounded. So just go ahead and make yourself comfortable wherever you are, at home, at work. Maybe grab a seat on the floor, or if you're in a chair, that's awesome too. Or, if you want, you can just lay down on the ground and just let go for a little bit and just start to just connect with the earth a little bit. So if you're seated in a chair, start to feel your feet on the floor. And if you're seated on the ground, just start to feel your sit bones just kind of anchor down into the earth, or into a chair, or wherever you decided to plant yourself this afternoon. Just go ahead and do that. Maybe even closing our eyes, just to turn our attention inward. We can start to investigate and bring some awareness to the world inside of us. Let the world outside of your body just kind of melt away for a little bit here, and just do your best to just tune in to what's going on and where you're at right now. And one of the best ways that you can do that is just by connecting to your breath. So we'll start with the breath right now, and we'll just sort of allow the breath to kind of pull us into this place of peace and calm for a little bit here. So we'll just take 3 nice, gentle breaths together, just breathing in through your nose, nice and easy. Exhaling with a sigh, just letting it all out, just letting it go. Breathing all the way to the end, letting go of any tensions or stressors that we might be holding on to or that are holding on to us. And then following that up with 2 more beautiful breaths in through the nose. Exhale with a sigh and just releasing, relaxing. You're here. There's nothing to prove right now. There's nothing to protect. There's nothing to brag about how awesome of a meditator you are. You're just here. Breathe a deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling, letting it out with a sigh. And then just when that breath begins again, just attach yourself to that. Bring your focus to that steady rhythm of your breath. And as equally as important as not getting caught up with how good you are at this, it's just as important to bring some awareness to the fact that you're not behind at this either. Maybe this is your first time trying something like this. Maybe this is your 50th time. Maybe this is your 10th time today. All of those things are cool as long as they're aligned with where you want to be in those moments. We want to detach ourselves a little bit from what this all looks like, what the expected outcome is supposed to be. Every day is different. What you've been through this week is unlike any other week you've probably been through so far. So where you're at today might not be where you expected to be. And that's okay. But I really want to encourage you to just be where you are, wherever that place is. when we can connect to that moment-to-moment awareness, that realness that's happening right now, when we get to that place in the future, we'll be right where we are then too. So being less concerned with what it all will look like then, and really tapping into what it feels like now. Just being your most authentic self, moment to moment, and breath by breath. It's like that metaphor, which is probably overused, but it's appropriate. Every journey kind of begins with a simple step, a single step. So just being present for every step of the way will get you to where you're supposed to be, 100% of the time. But if we take ourselves out of this present moment and start getting distracted by our fears about the future, our doubts about our past or ourselves, we're no longer in that step. We've kind of sidestepped out of ourselves and into this place of thought or this place of fear. And again, having thoughts is not the problem. We all have them, and we all will continue to have them. We're supposed to have them. But bringing some understanding and some lightness to the fact that you are not your thoughts. You have thoughts. Just take a breath with that. You have thoughts. It's very similar to the idea that you have a body. But you are not your body. Nor are you your thoughts. Both of these things go into who we are, but they do not define who we are. Unless you let them. And I've been there before. I'll probably be there later today. And maybe you will be too. And it's okay. It's just being human. But stepping back from that attachment to those things allows you to reconnect to who you really are underneath all of that. And you can create your life from a place of peace, from a place of truth, rather than reacting to how it's supposed to be or where you think you're supposed to be or what someone else thinks you should be or be doing. Our lives are created moment by moment. And you have the ability to alter the path of where you are going at any given time. So stepping into a practice like this of awareness, of embodying mindfulness, helps bring you home helps bring you to you and where you want to be. Just letting that all kind of sink in for a few breaths here, just coming back into our body, coming back into our breath. In many ways, our lives are made up of thoughts that we've had over the years. And oftentimes these thoughts that repeat themselves day in, day out, week after week, month after month, year after year, are the same thoughts. And that's a lot of what they're designed to be. They come from the ego. And the ego is part of our structure that is designed to keep us safe, protect us. We can also hide behind that and stay small. Nothing is ever really gained by pretending to be small. Unless you're hiding from a bear or something like that, which is really where it comes from. Right? And life is fucking nuts. And sometimes it feels like you're hiding from bears. And I get it. And in those moments, it's totally cool to be safe. But when you start to cultivate new thoughts, bringing you to a place of where you want to be and where you see yourself, bringing some positivity into your body by building some new lines of thought, you can again kind of change the course of where you are headed. Because after a while, repeating these thoughts, you start to believe them. They start to sink into your tissues a little bit more, and you start to embody them. The same way that you embody your, oh, I'm not good enough for this, or I wish I was more like that. Those things take hold of ourselves and take hold of our nervous system. They get into our tissues, and we start to believe those thoughts. And the reason that we believe those thoughts more often than the positive, good ones are just out of practice, out of habits. But you have, again, the ability to create new habits for yourself. Which brings us to this idea of practice and why, these self-care habits and practices go a long way, especially when they're practiced day in and day out. Because you're giving yourself that space to create some new pathways of thought. Some new neural pathways in your body. And some new ways of being in this world. Being more of the you that you see yourself as. Underneath all of those limiting beliefs, underneath all of those opinions. Because at the end of the day, this is just practice. But the more you practice, the better you get at whatever it is you're practicing. It's true in sports, it's true in music, it's true in the work that you do, it's in anything. Just being present with the process. And again, a little more disconnected from the outcome. Is where the real growth kind of begins. And the change that you want to make in your life begins to take hold. If you just start to learn how to play piano, and on day 2 you get frustrated because you can't play this concerto. You know, if that you hold on to that disappointment, you're not going to get very far, most likely. But if you meet yourself where you are, at the stage of the game, or that step in the path, and just rock that shit. Even if it's just like learning a scale or whatever, learning a note, feeling it in your body, just hitting that. You could argue that that feels as good. Because when you get to that point of learning a concerto and letting that music move through your body, you're just practicing that moment to moment, that note by note awareness. Trusting in these moments. Trusting in where you are. Trusting that you will get there. You can only get there when you're already here. Just come back into your body, come back into your breath, and just let that kind of sink in for a little bit. Reconnecting to that breath. Letting go of your earthly body for a few moments. And letting your breath breathe you. Just allowing it to let your belly rise as you inhale. And drawing your belly button back towards your spine as you exhale. Making some space inside of your body. Letting go of these walls, this control. Especially around our bellies, we have a lot of self-doubt and self-control issues. Because again, it may not look like our ideal version of what it's supposed to look like. And that sets us up for, again, those disappointments. But for at least this moment right here, just letting go of those expectations. Of what this is supposed to be. And what this is supposed to look like. Or even what this is supposed to feel like. And just allow yourself to be and breathe. Another way we can sort of like allow our breath to be and to be is to actually bring some focused awareness to our bodies. Now, this is not, attaching ourselves to our bodies. All of a sudden, just becoming our body again, but just being aware and bringing that awareness about the fact that you have a body. Also anchoring your thoughts there into different places, and we'll go through in a moment. Allows your mind to focus on something that's happening right now. And even if it's just for a breath or two, you're disconnecting from those future fears or those past regrets. And we're just bringing that awareness to what's going on right now. So just starting by making your skin just a little bit softer. Wherever it might feel a little bit tight, it might feel a little bit tense, just soften your skin. See what happens if you can make yourself just 5% more comfortable. Just right from where you are. Maybe bringing some awareness down into your toes. What do your toes feel like? Maybe to the tops of your feet. Just bring a breath of awareness down into the soles of your feet. Maybe just underneath your skin. Hot or cold. Tingly. Ticklish, tight. Just feeling your feet on the floor. And bringing that same awareness just into your ankles. And removing and scanning your body. Sometimes it helps to just kind of like reset with every breath. Just so like as you move into a different area, just take a breath into that space. What's going on? What do your ankles feel like? Mine are tight. I feel them on the floor. And they feel a little bit warm. That's what's up with my ankles. How about your shins? What's going on? Just bringing your attention to that place between your knees and your ankles. And then back and around behind to your calves. Maybe even a fun thing you can try is just when you bring your attention to that place, kind of like tighten them up, like tighten your calves. Just bring some tension into your calves so you can feel them from the inside. And then exhale, let them go. It's tension and release. In those exhales, in those releases, are you able to let go of some shit that you're holding on to, maybe? Some stuff you may not even know was in there. Or maybe it might start to bark a little bit more when you do bring attention to it. It's because it's been in there a long time and you've never really paid attention to it, and now it's just coming to the surface. Check out your knees. And then moving up past the knees, up into those inner thighs. And around the outsides of your legs, those outer thighs, those lateral quads. And then to the backs of your legs, to the hamstrings. So hamstrings are long, large muscles. That connect down underneath and behind your knee, all the way up your legs, and up into your pelvic bowl. Strong, tight muscles. It's normal to have a little bit of tension there, even if you're seated, especially if you're seated cross-legged for an extended period of time. Or seated anywhere, on a chair. Things get tight. See if you can't bring a little bit of lightness and some softness into that tightness and that tension. And when you exhale, just try to release a little bit. How about these hips? So those hip sockets. Into that belly. Back into that beautiful belly of yours. Breathe in. Exhale, let it out. Now into that space around your heart. One way to help yourself open up your heart space is to take a breath in and roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And then draw them back and down. And just by doing that, just by peeling your shoulder blades together slightly behind your heart, that space around your heart begins to rise up and out of your chest. It's a vulnerable place to be. It's a powerful place to be. Shining your light into the world is a scary place to be. But the more practice you have in doing it, the less scary it becomes. The stronger you feel. The more natural it becomes. So this is a practice designed to help you feel what it feels like, to feel those feelings you forgot. What it feels like to radiate out. Lift your heart and shine your light. Scary for sure. Powerful beyond measure. The people that you admire in your life. The goals that you set for yourself. Of how you want to be in the world. Are met with courage. Standing up tall. Speaking your truth. Shining your light. Scary for sure. be scared and do it anyway. The world needs your light, not your fear, not your hiding. There's a place for that. And in this place, in our time together today, it's a time to shine. And bringing the attention back into the shoulders. As exhale, just press them down towards the floor, down away from your ears. Inhaling into the jaw, softening that jaw. Letting the cheeks get just a little bit lighter. Letting your eyelids get just a little bit heavier. And then breathing into that space just behind your forehead. Your intuition. Defogging that third eye. And then finally, just bringing your attention to your crown, the crown of your head. You are queens and you are kings on your throne and in your life. And the world needs that right now. So reclaim your throne. Believe in your strength. Open your heart and lead with your light. And if you get lost along the way, come back into your breath and just begin again. And remember who you are. And just sealing our practice by bringing our palms together and bringing those hands just in front of your heart. Taking a beautiful breath in. Exhaling out with grace and ease. The idea of evolving into who you are. Blinking your eyes open and meeting me back here. Thanks a lot for being here. Hope it helps with your day and into your weekend and beyond. My name is Matthew. Lots of love. Peace.